Hey, everybody, got an awesome guest today. Here is the owner of RP Coaching, Rance Perez. Rance, thanks for coming on. Awesome to have you on the show. So, hey, quick question for you. So, you're a personal coach, right?
Correct.
Okay. And you're operating out of New Jersey. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Northeast Jersey.
North Jersey. Okay. Yep. So how is your personal coaching different and unique than other coaches out there or other trainers out there? What makes RP coaching unique?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Appreciate this. I think this is going to be fun. So for me, coaching, so I've been coaching for the last 15 years, and coaching for me has been a deep dive into the internal psyche. And what I find, unfortunately, I don't like to use the term life coach just because I feel like it's been kind of inundated with more so individuals who just want to kind of give these steps here, do X, right, Y, and Z. And that's where I find that it really differentiates in terms of great coaching. Great coaching is understanding there's two concepts. There's teaching and there's coaching, right? And in order to be a good coach, you need to have the ability to do both. So teaching is the imparting information, right? Giving data, how to do it, when to do it, all these things, right? While coaching is really exploring and navigating what the person is going through, what their emotional state is, what their energy, what their driver, what their core beliefs are.
Right.
So understanding that and then merging it to what the individual wants to accomplish, to me is how I do the process. Now, that can be understanding for, let's say you, Anthony, you're making a big life change, right? Or you're going through a divorce, or you're trying to prevent a divorce. Like these are big things that, like, you can get information from ChatGPT, do X, Y, and Z, right? But to understand what is truly happening, what you're missing, what might be in the peripherals for you, all of that, bring that together and then process it, and then decide from there and make an action plan from there. That's personalized coaching to me.
Right.
And that's what I do.
Yeah, that's pretty powerful. So now, before I forget though, so someone's going through something in life and they need, coaching from you. How do they find you? How do people contact you? How do they find you?
Yeah, so the place where I'm most active is my Instagram, which is rances.coach.
RANCES coach.
RANCES.coaching.
Got it.
No, sorry. You're right. .coach.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's where I'm mostly active, but I also have I'm pretty active on my YouTube page and my website, which is actually Vida Project, which is a coaching company that I ran for 12 years before closing down around 2020, when many of us in the coaching industry had to change the dynamic of which we did things, which was when we shifted to doing more online coaching. And right now, that's currently how I work with most people. That's why I'm in North Jersey, but I can work with anyone anywhere in the world because it's virtually.
Right. And again, the website is spelled out
Vida, the Spanish word for life. So Vida
V-I-D-A.
Project. Yes. VidaProject.com.
Yep. Right. Okay, claro, no problema. Okay, so what drew you to this though? Like in your life, what yeah, because I'm sure you could have done a million different things. Why this?
So I started my career in terms of physical transformations, right? Personal training, nutrition coaching. And what I would find is that when we created the environment that was perfect for these individuals, in which they're seeing me 3-5 times a week and I'm managing everything they're doing, they're sending me pictures of what they're eating, we're able to create that change, right? And then as soon as that ends, they're off to the world on their own. They're unable to maintain that change. So it always created this curiosity for me. And there were other people that, for example, would want a change and they would hit a roadblock. There's something preventing them. So all of this information made me kind of really deep dive and explore, because I used to not be a talker. I would be like, this is what we're going to do, like very like military kind of approach. Right. And then what started helping me have impact in individuals was really understanding them. right? And then starting to, like I said before, build that specific path for them. And this drove me into reading, books about psychology, physiology, neurology, and understanding how this all connects. Because I believe very deeply in the somatic effect. Right there's so much in our body. There's so much that we're experiencing, as well as the emotions on how we experience in our bodies are usually from a space of first physical, right?
Yeah.
Any emotion you can think of, you feel physically, and then interpreting that in the brain, turning that into what you're thinking. It's usually where it transitions from that emotion to the feeling that we label on I'm scared versus I'm excited. And that interpretation really impacts how we move forward from there.
Okay. Wow. All right. So, what's something that you believed about your life in your 20s that you don't believe about yourself anymore?
Yeah. So this is interesting because you mentioned you made the joke about I look like I'm in my 20s. I'm actually
Yeah.
about to have my 40th birthday
Oh.
next Wednesday.
Oh.
So, but for me in my 20s, I would say that it really goes into the realm of leadership, where I would I was in a position of leadership with my dad's company as well as my own business, and I really thought it was just like, hey, you either do it or you don't. Get out of here if you're not willing to do it. Like, this is like really, again, that military kind of approach.
Yeah.
And that is what has drastically changed for me. I worked in corporate for a few years, and the idea of really being able to lead a team by connecting to their passion, to their drive, to their personal desires, and recognizing that the emotions that we usually try to suppress are actually the biggest fuel sources to get people moving.
Okay.
It's what shifted me to thinking like we need to have a people first approach when leading.
Right. Okay. So, to wrap up things, and I know you're busy. I want to respect your time. What's a small habit that actually makes a big difference in someone's day, generally speaking? Like, what bit of advice, would you say?
Again, the idea of getting to the root of something. So for me, for example, I've been in the last few years have gained some weight, right? Which is something I've always had a six pack and everything. The last few years have been very rough in terms of that. And I realized by tracking everything that the one key habit that has the biggest impact in my life is not nutrition, it's not any of that, is my bedtime. My
Sleep
bedtime,
hygiene.
yes. So when my bedtime shifted, uh, my weight just starts falling because it just snowballs into a bunch of effects. So
Right.
the key thing would be is identify the smallest thing with the biggest leverage.
Yes. Yes. Well said. So now, Rance, in closing, is there anything else that you want to share with us about, Rance coaching online? Again, where can we find you online again?
Again, Instagram at rances.coach, and as well as my website, vidaproject.com.
Yep. VIDA, the project.
Vida Project. So
Oh,
one word.
Vida Project.
Yeah.
VIDA
So life
project.
project.
One word,
Mm-hmm.
no spaces. VidaProject.com.
Exactly. Yep.
Excellent. Folks, check him out. He's awesome. Rance, thank you so much for making time for me today. And everybody, thank you. Rance, have a great day. Thanks, everybody. Catch you soon.
Appreciate you,
Bye
Anthony.
bye. Thank you.